So today's video is because of you. I recently had a poll question asking, what do you wish you knew sooner when it comes to finances? The power of compound interest. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. Compound interest is that quiet money miracle that happens when you leave your money invested long term. But before we get into that, if you're not already, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell. We're going to start off with a quick stock market update because we are going through a rough time right now. If you're looking at your portfolios, your 401ks, you are seeing red quite often this year and especially this month. Let's start off talking about the S&P 500. It is currently down. Using VOO, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF as an example, year to date it's down 9.37%. I'm seeing financial headlines about the S&P 500 referring to the death cross. It sounds weird. And let me quickly break down what that is. A death cross happens when a short-term average, like the 50-day moving average, drops below the long-term average, like the 200-day. It sounds bad, but historically, we go through these different shifts when it comes to the stock market. Analysts say it's not the end of the world. It's more about how people feel about the stock market right now. Stock drops trigger fear, but we have to hold tight, whether it's news about tariffs, those big names that are leading the S&P 500 like Apple and Nvidia. We have to be ready for shifts in the market and think about the long-term potential of what we're going to be talking about today, compound interest. But I just wanted to touch on this because I know it is a rough time right now. We just had earlier this month the fifth biggest drop in 75 years when it comes to the S&P 500. And this is notable, but we also have to remember that these kind of big drops are often followed by long-term gains. So I'm sharing that as a reminder to stay the course and not be shaken out during the down years like we're going through right now. Now back to compound interest. Imagine this. Your money earns money, and then that money earns money, and then that money earns more money. That's basically what compound interest is. It's said that Albert Einstein said that it was the eighth wonder of the world. I don't know if he said that or not, but I do know that it's true. If you're feeling behind or overwhelmed, if you've never had any investment that you've been able to keep investing long term and see this, the power of compound interest, hopefully this video can help you to get on track, as well as share this with young people around you that may not even know about this yet. Don't ever feel like it's too late to get started with investing. What matters is when you know better, you do better, and you act on it. So I'm going to share a clip with some real world examples, but overall, the S&P 500 has had a 10% rate of return for the last 100 years. It's one of the most trusted benchmarks of the US stock market. Now, I'm not saying that it goes up 10% every year, but overall, over time, this is what the math works out to be. And that's where the power of compound interest comes in. Take a look at this to see how between 1984 up to 2024, how the stock market has moved. There are years in here with a low return, less than 5%, and then there are years with over 20%, and even a 3-year stretch of a decline from 2000 to 2022. And as we were looking at, we're only one quarter into 2025, but we're already having one of those down years so far, down 9.4%. Now, take a look at these real world examples. And I'm going to start off with this as our first example. I was helping a family member that had a $500 investment that they had made about 25 years ago. The value of the account now is a little under $1,100, but that $500 after 25 years at a 10% rate of return with no additional contributions could have easily grown to having an ending balance of $5,400. This is the power of compound interest. So now let's get into another example. My daughter's UTMA account balance is about $5,000 right now. In about 16 years, she'll be over 30 years old. at a 10% rate of return. And right now, we contribute about $50 a month at the end of every month. This account can grow to an ending balance of $45,516. And we will only be contributing an additional $9,600. And she can continue to build upon this account in addition to hopefully working at a job that has a 401k and a match. The next example I'm going to use is a starting amount of zero, let's say for 30 years at a 10% rate of return, contributing $600 per month. This will be kind of close to the amount of the $7,000 max that you can contribute yearly into an IRA. Your results will be $1.2 million, and you would have only contributed $216,000. Now let's take a closer look at the annual schedule and how your interests will build over time. Year one, your interest is $324. By year 5, your interest is $3,816. Year 10, $10,541. Now let's really jump ahead. Year 30, your interest is $112,000. Nearly 83% of your ending outcome will come from interest. So looking back to our very first scenario, $500. If that money had just been sitting in the bank, it would have lost value essentially just due to inflation, especially if you have it at your local bank where it's just earning pennies here and there. So if you've never played with the investment calculator, I highly recommend that you do it. You can Google it. I'm going to have it linked in this video. Remember, even small amounts will grow over time. It's just a matter of leaving it invested, keeping it invested. Even for our kids, I won't say to choose between toys in place of investments, but maybe some family members could focus on the investments and others can focus on the toys and games and clothes and sneakers. Or you could do a little bit of both. $25 on Easter or birthdays or Christmas will add up over time, especially when you start young. So I always feel like you have to make yourself, your finances, the priority. But even if we're not in the perfect place, I believe that we can teach and invest even small amounts, as I said, on behalf of the children in our lives in order to bring them on this journey with us. And even if you could only give knowledge and teaching them, that's something too. So what do you do next? What builds your legacy? Evaluate your current plan. Start if you haven't. Step it up if you can. And stay consistent. So share with me in the comments, do you ever use the investment calculator in planning out your goals? If not the power of compound interest, what's something about finance that you wish you learned earlier? It is Financial Awareness Month, and I want to make sure to cover some different topics in my videos and live streams that can keep us all on track and make us better for the future. How old were you when you started investing? Are you investing on behalf of your kids? Share some comments. Let me know your thoughts and how you are going about taking advantage of the power of compound interest. Remember, you have to give investing time. It rewards patience and consistency, not perfection. If you take nothing else from this video, remember that time matters. Get your money invested, be consistent with adding to it if you can, and give it time to grow. Make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with all of my videos and live streams. And check out my referral links for Webull, Moomoo, and channel membership. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye.